Alright, again, we got an OR statement, so we have two different ones to do. We're going to solve each individual piece, so we're going to subtract 1, and we get 2x less than 0. Divide by the number out in front of x, which is 2. We get x is less than 0. Alright, do the second one over here. Subtract 5, and we get x is greater than 3. So we have to graph this on a number line. X is less than 0 or x is greater than 3. So we're going to put an open circle at 0. And we want to go less than, so we're going to shade to the left. Since it's an OR, we can do this because I can be less than 0 or greater than 3. I can't be less than 0 and greater than 3. That would be no solution. But since it's that word OR, we have a choice. We could be on the 0 side or the 3 side. Again, another OR statement. So we got to solve each piece. We're going to add 5 to both sides. And get 3a is less than or equal to positive 3. Divide by 3. And we get a less than or equal to 1. Or we would take up and we would add 5 to both sides. And we get 3a is greater than or equal to 18. Divide by 3. You get a greater than or equal to 6. So now you want to go ahead and graph. We're going to do a closed circle at 1. We want to go less than. Closed circle at 6 because of the line underneath. And we want to go greater than. So less than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 6. Alright, this one's going to be a little tricky one because our variable's on the right side. It's only going to affect us at the end. Everything is the same, so we're going to add 2 to both sides. Get negative 95 less than or equal to negative 5x. Then we're going to divide by a negative, which is going to flip the inequality. So we got to flip it from a greater than to a less than. We're going to get x on this side, and 5 goes into 95 19 times. So what we want to do before we graph is we want our variable on the left side, so we are going to flip-flop spots. Okay? The only thing now what we're going to do when we flip-flop spots is we have to flip-flop the inequality. So basically, these two guys right here are the same exact inequality. They're just the same exact statement. They just are written in two different ways. But we're going to want to have our inequality with the variable on the left side like the bottom one, so that way we can do greater than, less than. Really easy. Alright, so I started at 0, went up by 2's, got this to be 19 then. We're going to have a closed circle at 19. A is greater than, so we're going to shade to the right. Alright, now to finish off, a couple of these problems at the end are going to be fractions. Well, that's easy. We want to have a common denominator. Right now it's over 1, so we're going to multiply top and bottom by 5, which is going to be 3/5 r plus 6 over 5 greater than 0 over 5. And again, we just care about when the denominators are the same. We just care about the tops. So then we are going to subtract 6. Oops, not 3, 6. We get 3r is greater than negative 6. Divide by 3, r is less than negative 2. Now we have to go over and graph that. R is less than negative 2. Open circle. Less than goes to the left. Alright, this one's going to be a couple steps because we have variables on both sides, but we have parentheses, no exponents, so we are going to distribute, get negative 6p minus 21, and then negative 28 minus 6p over here. We are going to add 6p to both sides. Got to get the variables together, going across the inequality sign, and we get negative 28. Those cancel out. Less than, the p's cancel out. So we're left with an inequality. Negative 28 is less than negative 21. Is this true? The answer to that is yes. Negative 28 is less than negative 21. I would rather owe someone $21 than 28. So negative 28 is more negative, which means the answer to this is all real numbers, or we have infinitely many solutions. So graphically, technically, if you did this on the test tomorrow, I ain't gonna get mad at you, but we would have all real numbers is basically represented as a shade going both left and right. It's the whole entire graph. So if you got this part wrong on the test, I'm not worried about that. What I'm looking for you tomorrow is if you get this type of problem back over here and you're looking at the inequality, basically you're saying if it's true, you're going to say all real numbers. The previous problem that we had like this, the inequality was not true, which meant there was no solution. So that's the big piece for tomorrow. All right, last question. We are going to get a common denominator. I'm going to use 40, so I'm going to multiply this top and bottom by 5. We're going to get negative 55 over 40. Greater than or equal to, multiply top and bottom of this one by 8. And we get 24n over 40. Multiply this top and bottom by 4. So you get 24n over 40. Now, remember what we said, we got all the denominators the same, so we're just going to rewrite without denominators. And then we have negative 55 is greater than 24n minus 24. And if we look right here, these guys are like terms on the same side of the inequality. So what's 24 minus 24, which is 0? And we get negative 55 is greater than or equal to absolutely nothing, which is 0. And then again, this is a part where the variables all cancel each other out. That's okay, that's going to happen. Now we have to interpret it. We have negative 55 is greater than or equal to 0, which means no solution, because negative 55 is not greater than 0, no solution. Alright, be ready for the test tomorrow. Hopefully this helped. I ain't going to say like me on Facebook or anything like that, because I really don't care. Just remember, when we're taking our tests here this week for finals week, #DBD. Don't be dumb.